Aurangzeb, the emperor history lied to you about. They called him a monster, a zealot, a destroyer of empires. But what if I told you the man you think you know never existed? That Aurangzeb was a paradox, a villain, a saint, a lover and a tyrant, all trapped inside a single crown? Strap in. This isn't a history lesson. This is an autopsy of power. And if you're still here, smash that like button, subscribe and hit the bell, because what comes next, you won't hear it anywhere else. 1. The prince who hated his blood. Aurangzeb didn't just kill his brothers, he hunted their ghosts. When his favorite brother Dara Shikoh was paraded through Delhi in chains, Aurangzeb didn't celebrate. He wrote in his diary, "A crown is a cage. I am its first prisoner." But here's what they don't teach you. Aurangzeb spared Dara's son Suleiman. Why? Because the boy was just 14. A rare flicker of mercy or guilt? You decide. Drop a comment. Hero or hypocrite? Let's see who's paying attention. 2. The taxman's holy war. Aurangzeb's jizya tax wasn't about religion. It was a desperate cash grab. The Deccan Wars bled the treasury dry. But here's the kicker. He taxed Muslims more brutally. Sunni nobles paid voluntary donations, or lost their heads. Even his allies called it extortion. And that temple destruction, half were rebuilt with his gold. Why? Rebel lords hid armies inside them. Aurangzeb didn't hate gods. He hated traitors. Still think you know him? Hit pause, rewind. Watch again, then tell me I'm wrong. 3. The forgotten feminist meet Zebun Nissa, Aurangzeb's daughter, a poet, a scholar, a prisoner. She wrote verses mocking her father. Kingship is a disease no herb can cure. He locked her in a fortress for 20 years. But here's the twist. Aurangzeb funded her library. He begged her to stop writing, but never burned her books. A tyrant who censored his critics except his own blood. Hypocrisy or a father's love? Tag someone who needs to hear this, because history isn't just about kings. It's about the voices they tried to silence. 4. The deathbed coward. On his deathbed at 89, Aurangzeb did something shocking. He returned every rupee he ever taxed. Not to the people, to the treasury, a futile act of a dying man. But then he wrote to his son, "I destroyed empires to build my own. Now I beg you, don't be me." The letter was burned. Why? Because empires need myths, not apologies. Share this with one person who thinks history is black and white. Watch their jaw drop. 5. The corpse that haunts India. Aurangzeb's grave isn't in India, it's in Kuldabad, a shrine for Sufi saints. Ironic? No. Calculated. He buried himself beside the mystic he executed. A final plea for forgiveness. But here's the truth no one admits. Aurangzeb's ghost won't rest because we won't let him. Hindus call him a butcher. Muslims call him a hero. But in 2024, politicians still use his corpse as a puppet. Who's the real zealot now? Ring the bell, because next week we're exposing how history's heroes are just puppets too. Aurangzeb wasn't good or evil. He was human, flawed, greedy, and terrified of being forgotten. But here's the real tragedy. 400 years later, we're still fighting his wars, still using his sins to justify ours, still choosing fear over truth. So I'll ask you one last time, who's the monster here? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if this video unsettled you, share it, subscribe. Because Sugar Bites News doesn't just report the past, we weaponize it. Sugar Bites News, where history doesn't repeat, it screams. Turn on notifications so you never miss the truth.